The awakening crystal flared to SSS-Tier, the first in the Academy's entire history. A collective gasp swept through the hall.
At last, the power I've schemed a lifetime to possess.
I did it. SSS. The highest rank. Everything's about to change.
Witness the true authority of this academy. Forbidden art, skill, severance.
Violet ritual runes blazed around the Headmaster's hand, snaking toward Eta with cruel intent. Golden light erupted from Eta's chest as an invisible force wrenched the skill orb from his soul.
It's being ripped out of me. My skill, the light, no.
The orb shot through the air, defying gravity, and slammed into the Headmaster's eager grip.
Magnificent. The SSS skill now kneels to my authority. The era of Valdric has begun.
Eta crumpled, eyes fading. The crowd sat in stunned silence, the weight of the theft palpable. 3 weeks later, Eta woke in a sterile infirmary bed, bandages tight across his chest.
My skill. There's nothing. The light inside me is gone, awakening failure. That's my official record now. As if it never happened.
A magical broadcast played on the wall. The Headmaster basking in glory.
My SSS-Tier skill will elevate this academy to unimaginable heights.
He stole my skill, and they cheer him. If I speak, I'll be called mad.
That night, Eta slipped into the dusty archives. He needed to know if there were others. An old ledger listed 14 prodigies who died young in the last 30 years.
A pattern of dead prodigies. He's been a thief for decades. And I am just the latest. No one will believe a failure. I have to find proof. The truth is buried in these pages.
He tracked the name to the city's rain-slicked slums, where a ghost of the Academy was said to linger.
Leon. I'd recognize that face from the old photo. She's alive.
Turn around. You don't want to be seen with me if you value your future.
5 years ago, your skill was stolen in front of everyone. Same as mine.
She let the sleeve drop. The stump of her left hand glowed with phantom loss.
I was an A-rank prodigy. Now I can't hold a blade without a prosthetic.
From a locket, she showed a picture of her younger self before the theft.
They told me my family would vanish if I ever opened my mouth, so I died on paper.
I am not asking you to testify alone. We find the others first. Will you help me?
Fine, but you follow my lead. I know someone who's been waiting for this.
Leon guided Eta through twisting alleys to a workshop hidden beneath an old forge.
Get out. I don't do charity, and I don't talk to Academy rejects.
Corin. He's one of us. Valdric got him too.
Valdric. Then why is he still walking? If he's a survivor, I want proof.
I watched him tear the skill from my chest. I felt it leave. Is that proof enough?
Corin studied Eta's empty gaze, then laughed, a dry, humorless sound. His gauntlet whirred as he relaxed.
Fine. Sit. I've been drawing these for 3 years, the Headmaster's private chambers. Every trap, every ward.
A sprawling blueprint unrolled, covered in arcane symbols and mechanical diagrams.
You built a plan to break in? You never gave up.
Give up? The day I see that fraud in chains is the day I rebuild my own arm. We're going in, but we need a team.
Leon knew where to find the next name. A garden at the edge of the old Academy grounds.
We're gathering everyone Valdric destroyed. We need your blade.
My blade is broken. He took more than my skill. He took my will to fight.
Then give the fight back. Not with a sword, but with your memory. That's a weapon too.
She lifted the broken hilt of her legendary sword, a faint glow still clinging to the steel.
Fine. But if this is another false hope, I'll haunt you from the grave.
The last name led them to a seedy tavern, where Tor drowned decades of rage in cheap ale.
I already tried to take Valdric down. They killed my squad, erased my name. You'll end up the same. Then this time, we don't fail. We have a map to his chambers, and a reason that won't die. I've got nothing left to lose. If you are stupid enough to try, I am stupid enough to follow.
In the hideout, Corin spread the final blueprint across the table, every ward and guard post marked in glowing ink.
The Headmaster's paranoia is our advantage. Every trap I designed to counter for over 3 years.
What's the biggest risk, besides being caught and executed?
Caught. We should kill him in his sleep. No game. No trial. He murdered dozens. A blade in the dark ends it. Public trials give him time to escape.
If we kill him like criminals, we become criminals. The world will still believe he was a hero.
We didn't survive to be butchers. Proof first, then justice. The fallen need their names restored.
A hidden death means he wins again. Everyone must see him fall, or we stay ghosts forever.
Keep your ideals. But if it goes wrong, I won't hesitate. You'll all be ready to fight.
Agreed. We go in tonight. Find the scroll. Expose him. No one dies unless absolutely forced.
Under the cover of moonless night, the 5 shadows slipped through the old servant's passage Corin had mapped.
Hold here. The first ward is pressure-based. I need 30 seconds to reroute the mana.
Corin's gauntlet hummed. Blue sparks danced across his fingers as he rerouted ancient sigils. Tor and Sarah slipped ahead, silently choking out a patrolling guard before he could turn a corner. Leanne steadied the guard against the wall, her eyes fixed ahead where a ritual door pulsed with forbidden light. Eta pressed his palm against the door. It recognized the stolen skill's echo and slid open. Inside, on a stone altar, lay a curled scroll, its surface shimmering with ancient gold script.
This is it. The original ritual. Proof of every theft.
The moment his fingers brushed the parchment, a hidden rune flared beneath his feet, a silent alarm now singing through the walls.
We have to go. Now. The Headmaster may not know who, but he knows someone is here.
They fled through the silent academy, the scroll's weight a burning promise against Eta's ribs. Back in the hideout, they unrolled the parchment. The ritual was ancient, but the margins held newer, desperate handwriting. A shaky note read, "Skill remains soul-bound. Thief only borrows. High-resonance confrontation may return it."
My skill isn't gone. It's still mine, just out of reach. He can't keep it forever.
Confrontation. That means a public fight. He'll kill you. The SSS skill is still under his control.
But if the resonance is high enough, it might wrest control back. The arena during a major event.
He's vulnerable. All these years, and we can finally hit him where it counts.
Vulnerable or not, we need a plan that doesn't end with us dead. The alarm is already tripped.
First, we decode the full trigger. The scroll might say more. Then we choose the moment.
Outside, the Headmaster's mages scoured the city. Time was a luxury they no longer had. 3 days of silence. Then the Headmaster's voice filled the city. An exhibition match during the Academy Games.
Witness the might of my SSS-Tier skill. Any who dare question my power may face me in the arena.
He's dangling the bait himself. The arena is the highest resonance we'll ever get. Register me as a challenger. 1 week from now, I take back what's mine.
Eta, that's a public execution. He controls your skill. You'll be fighting a ghost of yourself. We need another way. A hidden strike, a slow poison. Anything but a fair fight.
The back door triggers in high resonance. It has to be public. He must fall in front of the world.
If you die, we all die. The truth dies with you.
Then I won't die. I've already lost everything once. I refuse to let him win again.
By nightfall, Eta's name appeared on the challenger roster, a dead name the Academy had already buried. In the cramped hideout, Corin spent 3 sleepless nights unraveling the scroll's final secrets.
The trigger requires overwhelming magical resonance. The arena on the day of the games. Eta must withstand the stolen skill's full assault. It won't happen instantly. You'll have to stay alive long enough for the soul bond to tear the skill back.
So you just need to survive minutes against your own SSS skill. That's a death sentence.
Then we train him until his body moves faster than his thoughts. We'll drill him like a blade.
For 7 days, the underground hideout became an arena of pain and purpose. They pushed Ada beyond human limits.
Faster. He won't give you a countdown. You have to feel the resonance before it hits.
Don't you dare fall. You promised us justice, boy. We aren't burying another one.
I won't break. This skill is still mine. Tomorrow, I make it remember.
On the eve of the match, the 5 stood in the shadow of the Colosseum. The distant roar of the crowd a prelude to judgment. The Colosseum erupted as Eta stepped onto the sand. A wave of jeers greeted the awakening failure, who dared challenge the Headmaster.
Every name on that ledger is watching. I am not just fighting for myself.
So the failure returns. Did you come to beg for a second awakening, boy?
Valdric raised his staff, and the stolen SSS skill blazed to life, a golden storm of pure annihilation.
This is true power. Kneel and I'll make your death painless.
The first blast sent Eta skidding across the arena, smoke rising from his torn tunic. The crowd laughed.
It's there, deep in my chest. The soul bond. He doesn't even feel it draining back.
A faint golden thread, invisible to all, stretched between the stolen orb and Eta's heart. The resonance had begun.
Why aren't you dead yet? Another blast, then.
It's working. Just a little longer. Keep him angry. Keep him pouring the skill. I'll steal it back.
Valdric's aura erupted, flooding the arena with blinding gold. He'd never needed this much power for a single opponent. Each surge met resistance, and on Eta's chest, a faint golden glow refused to be silenced. The crowd quieted, confused.
That glow, it's the soul bond. He's trying to tear it back. Impossible. You won't have it. I'll erase you before the resonance finishes. Forbidden art, soul severance.
The Headmaster's staff glowed black at the core, a killing art meant to sever life from soul itself.
He's panicked. That means it's working. One more blow. I just have to take it.
The lance of black gold death shot forward. Eta didn't dodge. He couldn't. It ripped through his guard, but the killing intent faltered. The stolen skill resisted its master, and the black lance shattered against Eta's chest.
It's almost here. The skill knows who it belongs to. Come back.
Valdric stumbled back, his stolen SSS aura flickering. For the first time, fear twisted his face. Eta rose through the smoke, not with a blade, but with open arms, and spoke the forbidden words etched in the scroll's margin.
Soul-bound, return to your true master. By the ancient pact, I reclaim what was stolen.
The stolen skill orb inside Valdric convulsed, cracking his chest with jagged golden light.
No, this power is mine. I command it.
The orb ripped free in a scream of sundered mana, trailing a comet's tail as it crossed the arena. It slammed into Eta's waiting palm and dissolved into his chest with a sound like a world exhaling. The SSS aura erupted around him, a golden inferno that lifted the sand and silenced the world.
It's mine. This power was never yours. You were just borrowing it.
Valdric collapsed, his staff clattering to the sand, his empty hands grasping at the air as if he could still catch what was gone. The crowd erupted, half in mad confusion, half in dawning horror. A single truth written in fire and soul bond.
That skill is mine. I awakened it months ago. This boy stole it.
His cry echoed weakly. The crowd, who had just witnessed the orb tear from his own chest, stirred with doubt.
Father, that's a lie. I saw the records. You've done this before. Stop it. I know the truth. You stole their skills. All of them. I found the records years ago.
Ren's voice cracked across the arena. Thousands of faces turned from the sand to the stands to a stands to a boy shaking with fury.
He killed those prodigies. My father is a thief and a murderer. I kept quiet because I was afraid. but I won't let him bury another one.
Ren, no, not my own son. I silenced everyone but him.
The crowd's confusion curdled into rage. The guards around the arena exchanged uncertain glances, hands on their hilts.
So the truth finds its voice, not through me, but through his own blood. This ledger lists 14 names. Every prodigy my father murdered.
From the high box, Academy Council elders descended, their golden robes sweeping across the sand.
That boy is a traitor to his own blood. These are forgeries.
Blue magic binders coiled around Valdric's wrists before he could rise. The crowd's murmur swelled into a thunderous chant. Justice for the dead. Justice for the dead.
It cost me almost everything to stand here, but it cost them more.
The head counselor raised his staff, his voice cutting through the din. This court declares an immediate trial.
You fools. Without me, the Academy crumbles.
My body is wrecked, but the ledger has names, and now the world knows.
Guards dragged him into the dark tunnel, his robes trailing in the sand. The arena slowly emptied. 3 days later, the great hall transformed into a court. Headmaster Valdric stood in chains before the council.
I found this ledger in his private study when I was 12. 14 names, all dead within months of awakening.
5 years ago, he stole my skill and left me for dead. I've been a ghost ever since.
I tried to expose him once. They killed my whole squad. He made me watch.
The head counselor's voice rang. For theft and murder, Valdric shall die by the same ritual he abused.
You think this ends me? My blood will haunt this academy forever.
The ancient runes ignited on the stone. The skill-sundering ritual fired one last time, without a thief to catch. Valdric's scream tore through the hall, then his body crumbled to ash. The stolen power dispersed at last. The crowd of survivors, council, and citizens stood in heavy silence. Justice had been served, but the cost lay undimmed. By council decree, the 14 victims were officially exonerated, their names restored to the records. The headmaster's seat stood empty. A week after the execution, the Academy Council called Eta to the Grand Hall. The elders stood before the empty throne, a headmaster's robe in their hands. The head counselor's words echoed. Eta, by unanimous decree, we offer you the headmaster's seat. The elders nodded, their faces a mix of awe and hope. Outside, the crowd raised a murmur of approval. They expected the hero of the arena to become their new leader.
The headmaster's seat. The same chair that monster turned into a throne of stolen souls.
He saw not the robe held before him, but Lien's missing hand, still glowing with phantom loss. Corin's scarred arm, a mechanical gauntlet that hid decades of pain. Sarah's broken blade, still shedding golden tears for the skill she lost. Tor's scarred fists, crushing a mug that could never hold enough ale to drown the guilt.
If I take this seat, will I become the next Valdric? Power is a poison, he proved.
He met the council's gaze, then looked beyond them to where the 4 survivors stood in the shadows, waiting. The head counselor stepped forward, the headmaster's robe still extended, the weight of expectation in his hands.
I can't accept. Not while the system that created Valdric stands unchanged.
The elders exchanged disbelieving glances. In the back, the survivors' eyes widened.
I joined this fight to break the silence, not to inherit the throne of a murderer. If I sit there, I risk becoming the next monster. Power alone doesn't purify.
He turned from the council and walked toward the shadows where the 4 stood.
I promised to teach you, and every overlooked student like us. That's where I belong.
The head counselor let the robe fall onto the empty throne, a symbol of a rejected legacy.
The Academy needs a teacher, not another tyrant. And I need to teach, to remember what we saved.
As he walked out of the grand hall, the weight of the past months lifted. The path ahead was finally his to choose. By spring, Eta had claimed a forgotten garden on the Academy's edge. Wooden benches sat beneath a blooming oak.
No rankings, no ceremonies. We trained to rebuild ourselves, not impress the council.
Leanne's translucent hand sparked with mana, forming a blade she hadn't held in 5 years.
It's not flesh, but it's mine. For the first time, it doesn't feel like a ghost.
Corin had disassembled his gauntlet, forging a lighter replacement that didn't ache like the old one.
This one can actually feel a handshake. Took me 3 tries and a lot of swearing.
Block with your knees, not your back. You are a genius tinker, not a fighter, but today you are both.
Easy for you to say. Your broken blade is still sharper than my whole arm.
Under the far tree, Tor sat with a book, not of tactics, but of old poetry, the kind he once loved.
She would have liked this place. Quiet, no blood, just the clack of training swords and a stubborn boy who turned into a teacher.
One afternoon, a solitary figure stood at the garden's edge. Ren, stripped of his family name, eyes downcast.
I have no right to ask, but can I learn here? Not as his son, just as someone who wants to be different. A name isn't a sentence. Your father's crimes aren't yours. Sit, and we'll start with a wooden blade.
We've all carried ghosts. Some of us bled for them. If you are here, you are here.
Today you block Sarah's swings. Tomorrow you'll rebuild my forge. No free rides for Valdrix.
Just don't speak ill of the poetry.
Ren took his place on the bench, and for the first time in years, the garden rang with laughter, not accusations.
The son of the thief, learning from the victims. If that isn't the end of the cycle, nothing is.
The school grew slowly, but it grew. The scarred and the overlooked found at the Scarrans and let the feeling finish naturally. Chloe. Eta taught, but he also learned that a stolen skill could be reclaimed, and a stolen life could be rebuilt. Autumn had turned the garden gold. Eta sat apart, watching his students spar and laugh under the oak.
Ren, your footwork is still that of a politician's son. Stiff. Loosen your knees.
I was raised in chambers, not on sparring grounds. Give me a month.
We've all had to relearn. Mine was relearning to hold a sword with mana.
And mine was building a hand that could flip you off. Works perfectly.
Tor didn't speak, but his rare smile as he turned a page said enough.
The skill is back, brighter than ever. But this is what I fought for.
The sound of wooden swords clashed like a heartbeat, a rhythm of rebuilding, not war.
Valdric took 14 futures, but we saved the ones that mattered, including my own.
As the sun dipped below the academy walls, the garden remained bright with laughter, a place where stolen futures were finally returning home. As the last student left, Ito walked to the small frame on the schoolhouse wall.
I used to hate this robe. Now it reminds me that even what's broken can be rebuilt.
The mended ceremony robe hung behind glass, its golden thread shimmering in the afternoon light. A small brass plaque caught the light, the name he had chosen. The Second Awakening School. It was a promise carved in metal that no awakening would be stolen again.
14 names are honored now, and the 15th isn't a victim anymore.
He turned, and the setting sun caught the golden stitches, making them gleam like the skill he reclaimed. Outside, the autumn leaves whispered against the windows, but inside, the silence held not sorrow, but peace. And as dusk fell, the name glowed faintly, a quiet defiance against the dark.